Fabulous. Did you watch the new movies as well?
Yes,
Oh,
sure.
I just love it. I love it. Well, talking of things from the future, in fact, I'm going to just stop that. I don't know where that segue was going, Andrew.
Yes. Well, talking about the fuel, well, this is the most advanced vitamin B12.
That's what I meant to say.
So if you want to talk about things from the future.
Thank you.
So our B12, we don't feature this much on air. In a second, we'll just mention our CoQ10 as we move on, because our CoQ10 gives 50 micrograms of our separate B12. And a lot of folks wonder, because a lot of our products contain B12, but we have lowered the levels of B12 in all of our products consistently over the last 30 years. So even if you're taking several products, you have nothing to worry about. My B12 is probably the most absorbable B12 in the world because we protect it from stomach acid, we protect it for absorption. Most B12 is technically not orally absorbable, meaning that you can't benefit from it when you take it orally. Ours can. Ours can be absorbed, specifically because of the form it's in and the way it's protected. But even then, the best you can hope for with B12 is sort of a low single digits absorption. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4% absorption with B12. So you don't have to worry that multiple of my products contain B12. We considered that, we balance it, we've lowered it. But for those of you who want a separate high potency B12, we make a 100, a 250 or a 500. The 250 is, I think, the one that's ideal for most who really want a significant hit of B12, who might in the past have been getting an injection of B12. Of course, show this to your doctor. Your doctor can feel free to call our company even, but the way the B12 is delivered in this form, in this product, is orally absorbable and will establish B12 levels that are previously thought to not be possible with an oral supplement.
This is really intriguing to me, and at first it didn't quite
Plus
sink
the price, it's about $0.10 a capsule in the large.
We don't have a stand, so I'm going to be a human stand.
And even in the small, it's about 20 cents a capsule. So for the most sophisticated B12 in the world, most B12 is cyanocobalamin that you'll find in supplements. Cyanocobalamin, as your body might utilize it, liberates trace amounts of cyanide.
Wow.
Ours is the natural coenzyme form of B12, methylcobalamin. It's the form that your body naturally uses. Ours is methylcobalamin. We then protect it from stomach acid. We protect it so it can be absorbed. That's why it can benefit you. And notwithstanding all of those unique issues that make the unique things that we do to make it superior, it still is in the large size about 10 cents a capsule, and in the smallest size, the try me size, at 20 cents a capsule.
Interesting to know, we've featured in excess of 25 products so far tonight. This one is currently the fastest selling, perhaps because it's not been on TV. I don't think I've ever presented this with you.
We haven't featured for a long time. I think folks have been told or aware that they might struggle with B12 levels. Also, we have a full B complex with this because B12 doesn't work alone, and it wouldn't be fair to deliver B12 and have great expectations for B12 and not deliver the other B vitamins that are necessary for it to do its work. But ours is the most, it's a form of B12 that you probably won't find in any supermarket or discount store. Certainly not the methylcobalamin form, and certainly not a protected B12. So it's something unique that we do. And again, despite how important B12 is, and it's viewed as one of the most important nutrients or most necessary nutrients to supplement, like vitamin D, it's viewed as being insufficient or deficient in such a large segment of the population that it's something that is targeted for supplementation, but most supplements don't work, and then you end up needing, say, a B12 injection, which, of course, if you're getting that, talk to your doctor about this and maybe give a trial and see if this might work, but of course, do so with your doctor's approval.
So, Andrew, it's all about energy, it's about stress, it's about helping to provide better...
Well, B12 has all sorts of significant roles in the body. We might appreciate its roles in terms of an impact on, say, fatigue. One of those reasons might be its role in hemoglobin synthesis, in the creation of hemoglobin, because hemoglobin is what transports oxygen, and oxygen, obviously, is how our body goes about oxidizing fuel and creating energy. So B12 is one of the most, it's an enormous vitamin in terms of size. I'm not sure if I don't have that chart. But B12 is a molecule that if the molecular weight of a typical vitamin is probably between 100 and 150 in terms of the measures they use, the molecular weight of B12 is over 1,000. It's an enormous molecule. It's that enormity that makes it so fragile, that complex structure that makes it fragile in the stomach. That's why we protect it. It's that enormity that makes it difficult to absorb and bring into your body and bring through, say, the small intestine. So B12 is something that has all sorts of challenges associated with it. We've solved those problems and challenges and made it unbelievably affordable. So there's no other B12 product like it on the market. It's a tiny capsule. It's easy to swallow. It won't upset your stomach, and it goes to work, and it's affordable.
I love learning this. I didn't even realize. So this is the vitamin B12. It is our it's our quickest selling item of the entire night so far. The pricing is only good for a couple more hours.
And we only have a few hundred in each size also of this. It's not, we don't have an abundance of it available. But I also wanted to mention, if you're looking for something to support your body's, really your foundational chemistry,